Hey, shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back. I thank you again for joining me. Today, I want to do just another short book review. I got this book off Amazon.com. I usually go on there. I get really good deals on used books. I get buck $1.60, $2 or whatever for these books, and they're used. And sometimes they have just a little bit of wear on them from being read so many times. But anyways, this book is by a Roman Catholic. His name was Paul Johnson. It's called A History of Christianity, right here. And anyways, this book was published in it was 1976. It was published by Simon and Schuster Building at the Rockefeller Center. I think its publisher is called Touchstone, but it has Simon and Schuster on it, of course. And anyways, in the back here has a little brief thing about who Mr. Johnson is. Born in 1928 and educated at Magdalen College, Oxford, Paul Johnson was an author of the influential English weekly The New Statesman from 1964 to 1970 and is now director, New Statesman Publishing Company. Mr. Johnson's scholarship and varied interest are evident in the themes of his books. Since publication of A History of Christianity, he has written Enemies of Society, the Civilization of Ancient Egypt, and Civilization of the Holy Land. And this book here has got 556 pages. It's got indexes in the back here. And it's, you can see it, you can notice the pages are a little bit tanned or whatever because of age, but they're still good, clear pages. It's got in the back he's got people, like good reviews in the back, and the good reviews here, I'll read one of them by this is by W.H.C. Friend, the New York Review of Books. He is a tour de force, one of the most ambitious surveys of the history of Christianity ever attempted, and perhaps the most radical. In 8 sections, with a great range of reading and a knowledge that is never made tedious, he tells the story of the rise, greatness, and decline of Christianity. And this book, it does give a history about, the rise of it, the spread of it, and he goes on to the, Catholic Church and then the Protestantism. He goes on to talking about that history, not the history of the true church, the little flock, because they were almost eradicated by these homicidal maniacs of the Catholic Church, the popes and the inquisitors, or whatever. Excuse me. But anyways, and then he's basically saying at the end, Christianity. This is probably like 1970s when he wrote this, late 60s or 70s. But how Christianity is declining, people are not believing anymore and not going to church, whatever you want to say. They're not believing because back then, of course, you had the hippie movement, the counterculture movement, and they were turning away from churches and the establishment, if you want to say so. The church, that type of church, the Protestants and the Catholics are part of this world, the establishment, and the hippies and them didn't want that, and Christianity, their Christianity declined. It really went down, and you can see that today, how the world is, because, well, I mean, I think in part with the hippie movement, I think in part that's why we have a society today that we have today, because of their behavior. And then they procreated and had kids too. And them kids weren't educated right or properly. And look what happened. And then their kids, the kids after that, and the kids after that. That's what's going to happen. But anyways, Mr. Johnson, he did a fine job about, history and talking about it, and talking about, the Catholic Church, Protestantism, just things like that, the rise and fall. And And he has dates on some of these chapters, like chapter 7 here says almost chosen peoples from 1500 to 1910. That's chapter 7. But anyways, I just wanted to share this book with you. If you're into church history and everything, this is, a good thorough study of it, and you would be enlightened. I mean, yes, they talk about Constantine the Great is what some people, the great of what, being a pagan. He's great at changing the day of worship and stuff like that, outlawing other, the true way, the true Christians, if you want to call it. You cannot, Judaize on the Sabbath day. But anyways, it's a good, like I said, it's a good book to get. I got it real cheap. It's 500 and some pages, real thick. It don't have no pictures, diagrams, or I think it has no, I thought no footnotes in this. I thought it did, but nope. But it's a good book to get, and I encourage you, go on Amazon.com, check it out. You might find a copy for $1.60. And if you, like I said, if you're into church history, if you love to read, study, and everything, this is the book for you. And comment below. Let me know if you know about this book, if you've read it before. Let me know what you think about it, or if you get it and after you read it, let me know what you think about it. And that's all I want to say right now. I thank you again for joining me. It's a pleasure as always. Please watch my other videos. And also, I appreciate if you give me a big thumbs up and hit that notification bell, and also subscribe. I'll appreciate that very much. And until we meet again, friends, peace out and shalom.